All right, today we're going to talk about something you might not expect, the amazing connection between yoga and how your gut feels. It sounds a little out there, I know, but a few simple movements can honestly transform your digestive health. So let's get right into it.
You know how we all use these phrases, right? A gut-wrenching decision, feeling butterflies? Well, turns out they're not just figures of speech. They're actually pointing to a very real, very powerful connection between your brain and your gut, where what you feel up here directly impacts what you feel down there.
So let's start with that connection itself, because this isn't some vague New Age idea. Oh no, this is a complex biological reality that has scientists pretty excited.
And here's where it gets kind of wild. Your gut has its own nervous system, and it's so massive, it's literally nicknamed our second brain. We're talking about more than 100 million nerve cells lining your entire digestive tract. And it's got a direct hotline, the vagus nerve, that runs straight from your gut to the brain in your head.
Now, this communication, it's a two-way street. When you feel stressed or anxious, your brain sends signals down that highway that can cause real physical tummy trouble. But it also works the other way. An irritated gut can send signals back up to the brain and actually affect your mood. It's this constant feedback loop.
So where does yoga fit into all this? Well, one of the most direct benefits is something you can think of as basically an internal organ massage.
The best way to picture it is like this. Think of a sponge that's full of old, dirty water. What do? You squeeze it, right? You wring out all that gunk, and when you let go, it soaks up fresh, clean water. Yoga poses do the exact same thing for your digestive organs.
All those twists and compressions, they're squeezing out old, stagnant fluids. And then, as you release the pose and stretch out, you create space. And that allows a fresh rush of oxygen-rich blood to flow back in, totally revitalizing everything. It's this cycle of squeeze and release that gets your circulation going and really wakes things up.
And all that physical movement directly encourages something called peristalsis. It sounds technical, but it's just the series of wave-like muscle contractions that pushes food through your digestive system. When that process gets sluggish, that's when you feel bloated and constipated. Yoga literally helps get those waves moving again.
Okay, so that's the mechanical part. But now let's zoom out to what is, honestly, the most profound benefit of all. Yoga's ability to shift your entire nervous system into a totally different gear.
And why is that shift so critical? Well, get this. Research from the Rome Foundation shows that a staggering 40% of people worldwide deal with gastrointestinal disorders. We're talking Y.E.S, chronic bloating, discomfort. This is a huge issue. And a major reason for it is the constant low-grade stress so many of us live with every single day.
You see, our bodies basically have two main settings. There's fight or flight, which is our stress response. When that's switched on, your body thinks there's a threat, so it pulls blood away from things it sees as non-essential, like digestion, and sends it to your muscles. But then there's the other mode, rest and digest. This is our healing state. Blood flows freely to our digestive organs, and they can finally do their job. The problem is, many of us are basically stuck in fight or flight mode all day long.
And this is yoga's superpower. The combination of gentle movement and, crucially, deep conscious breathing acts like a manual override switch. It's a tool you can use to physically tell your body, hey, we're safe, you can calm down. It flips you out of that stressed out state and activates the rest and digest system, which is where real healing and digestion can actually happen.
Okay, so enough of the science. Let's make this super practical. Here are 4 fantastic poses you can try that put all these ideas into action. First up, the seated spinal twist. This is your classic wringing out pose. As you twist, you're literally massaging your internal organs. Now here's a little pro tip. For digestion, you always want to twist to your right side first. That's because it follows the natural path of your large intestine, encouraging things to move in the right direction.
You've gotta love a pose that's named for exactly what it does. This one is an absolute lifesaver for that uncomfortable, gassy, bloated feeling. By hugging your knees in, you apply this really gentle, effective pressure to your abdomen. And again, just like with the twist, try squeezing your right knee in first to massage the ascending colon before you bring in the left. So after all that squeezing, it's time to open up and create some space. Cobra pose gives you this amazing, gentle stretch all along your front body. This lengthening of the abdominal muscles can really help relieve that tight, bound-up feeling that often comes with constipation.
And last but not least, child's pose. This one is like the perfect 2-for-1 deal. On a physical level, you get that gentle compression on your abdomen. But even more importantly, this pose is deeply calming. It's a direct signal to your nervous system to just chill out and flip on that rest and digest switch we were talking about.
So, as we wrap this up, what's the big single takeaway from all of this? What's the main idea to hold on to?
It's really this. While we all know that what you eat matters, it's not the whole story, not even close. You can have the perfect diet, but if your nervous system is constantly stressed out, your digestion is going to suffer, period. A stressed mind will always create a stressed gut.
So, let's just do a quick recap. We've seen that your gut is basically a second brain. We learned that yoga poses can act as an internal massage, stimulating your organs. And most importantly, we've realized that real digestion only happens when we switch on our rest and digest system. And the key to that switch? It's something as simple as your own breath.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. We put so much focus on what we put on our plates. We obsess over foods. But what if the most powerful thing you could do for a happier gut isn't about what you eat at all? What if the key isn't in your stomach, but is already inside you, just waiting in your very next breath?